Live League Game of the Day, featuring Rompi as Rachel versus Pizzapie4eva as Andy.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Sammy Original Guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another Live League Game of the Day. Today, folks, we got ourselves a little match on a map called Ain't Got Rhythm. Boom, 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 boom. And what a match is going to be, folks. This was a viewer-submitted match by one of these two players, and I'm super duper extremely excited to go over it. Now, as we can see here, we got Rompi and Pizzapie4eva as our players today, playing as Andy and Rachel. Two of my favorite COs to play in this tier, folks, because on one hand, I love a good Andy, heal your mistakes away and have yourself a great time. And Rachel, cause as much anxiety and trauma, PTSD, psychological damage as you can possibly do to your opponent. Both are fantastic strategies in my opinion, and I absolutely adore them. So, if we take a look at this map, folks, we got ourselves the standard strong side versus weak side dynamic over here, where a base will be able to reinforce over here and or over here. Now, if you want to send vehicles over here on this side of the map, you are an absolutely crazy man, and you should probably reconsider your choices, because this way going into the center is the much better option. Now, in addition to that, you have these two bases over here, which can reinforce over here and reinforce over here. Both of them are hindered by a forest tile, which makes things a little bit annoying. But at the end of the day, folks, there is also an airport on this map and a comm tower. So we got a lot of support here, folks. And when we take a look at it, it looks like generally this is going to be a contested map down the center. Now, personally, I'm not a huge fan of maps that have very close properties in the center of the map here. I think it's kind of annoying a little bit personally, because I feel like once one person has one, then they're very easily able to interrupt the other. But maybe that's a skill issue, folks. I don't know. Who knows? Skill issues in 2026? Who has those? Anyways, I'm excited to go over this one, folks. Without further ado, let's go ahead and see what went down in the Live League today. Whew. It's gonna be a good game, folks. And on the first few days, we got the standard infantry builds, because you got to get the infantry on the field. It is the #1 priority in Advanced Wars by Web. #2 priority in Advanced by Web, folks. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel for all that hot Live League action. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's see how this one progresses, folks. Now, I do predict a little bit of a stall. I think there might be a little bit of stall on this map. I'm not sure, but one of the issues here, folks, is you have a stall CO, and then you have another CO that sort of benefits from your opponent stalling, because then your missile does a lot of damage. But at the same time, if you don't capitalize on your missile, then Andy is going to heal all that missile damage up, and then you're just going to have yourself a bad time. So let's see if Mr. Rompi is going to be able to capitalize on some hot missile action, or if Pizzapie4eva is going to flip the script and get the win. We shall find out very soon, folks. Now, in the comments below, I would like you all to tell me what is your favorite kind of pizza, because we do have a player named Pizzapie4eva, and I am a big fan of pizza. I do enjoy pizza, and I do enjoy a good meat lover's pizza, although I am a huge fan of a variety of different pizzas. Now, I remember having a pierogi pizza before, which was really good, and I am absolutely, positively in love with Pizza Hut black olives. For some reason, I don't know why, but Pizza Hut black olives, amazing. Some of you might be saying, oh, Sammy, that's the most disgusting kind of pizza you could possibly have. Well, Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but it definitely tickles my fancy. So I want to hear what yours is in the comments. Personally, any pizza delivered by the classiest unit advanced by web, the classy medium tank coming straight to my door, will be a good pizza. So I'm all for it. And we see the Pizzapie4eva and Mr. Rompi are already approaching the center of the map here, folks. Center of the map is very important. Since Rompi has now actually started capture over here on this tile right here, it is very important that Pizzapie4eva goes for this property right here, because you need to go for this property, because then you need to jump to this property right away. But the question is, start capping this, and this is 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6. You got a couple days to get over here. You will be able to have tank support here, so there is a good chance that you might still get the center properties, but once the tanks get there, it is going to be a little bit difficult. Maybe both players might just have to do the old handshake. It just allows them to get the properties. It's a possibility. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go, but I'm all for it, folks. I am all for it. Let's see. As the music gets absolutely sinister, folks. The trumpets of doom. Here we go. Now, some people also say that they don't like the Von Bolt theme post, but I think the Von Bolt theme absolutely slaps. Personal preference, perhaps, but oh my god, so good. Alright, Pizzapie4eva. Let's see what he's going to do. He sends the tank up to sit on a city, sit in pretty on a city. Was unable to buy the second tank so far, so yeah, he's going to buy it now. I'm not really a huge fan of having the tank like super far forward, but this tank is serving a purpose right now. The purpose is to block the city so that your opponent cannot capture said city, and that you can sit pretty on the city while it is not being captured by your opponents. And that is pretty good to me. Comm tower is now being acquired. 3 tanks on the field. Rompi going for that full tank action over here. Now, I probably would have preferred to probably put the tank over here on this property here, but I mean, over here is perfectly fine. I think maybe it's over here. Excuse me. But I think it's over here mostly just so I can cover this property a little bit more, but I think it could probably do the exact same thing over here. I mean, Andy would be kind of crazy to go in and interrupt this, unless he wants to do it with the infantry. He could potentially do... If he does it with the infantry, he gets the interrupt, and then he still gets this property right here, so that is definitely a possibility. But with the fact that there's 3 tanks over there, I'm not really too sure if he's going to be doing that. I don't know. I don't really see it. But we got 2 more tanks on the field right here. There we go. 2 tanks. There we go. Double tank turn. And now it is Rompi's turn. He will also be able to buy 2 tanks on the field if he so chooses, because he's got 14,000 funds in the bank, 12,000 coming in every single turn, 12 properties, 17 units, and a total army value of 35,000 funds. Absolutely massive, but that is definitely going to be changing this turn. So let's see what he decides to do here. With 3 tanks over on the right hand side of the map, he's got a few options here. He's obviously going to be acquiring the comm tower, folks. That is priority number 3 in this entire matchup here. He's going to be getting the comm tower, but after that, what is he going to do? Probably the best response that he could do here would just be plop a tank on the city and just wait for Andy to show up. That's about it. Because there's absolutely no way that you would be going in for an attack on that tank. It's not going to happen. It's not. There's absolutely no reason to go in for an attack like that. And Rompi does not decide to base skip for a tank, which is probably the correct choice. He decides to go artillery instead. Now, artillery is super strong. Love artillery in Live League. They are completely underrated. Some people say that they're hard to use, but I say that yes, they are hard to use. But if you get them set up properly, folks, oh my gosh, you're going to be having yourself a fantastic time. Now, Pizzapie4eva has now acquired a grand total of 19 properties on this map. Holy smackaroonies, folks. He is going to be able to buy the classiest unit in Advanced by Web every single day, plus 2 infantry. But no player has actually busted out any air units on this map yet, which is a little bit curious. I would like to see a few more air units on this map very, very soon, if not this turn. I think this turn would be a pretty decent turn to bust out some air units, but at the moment, Pizzapie4eva needs to consider the fact that right now the tank counts are even. So he wants to stay ahead in the tank count so that he can dictate how the fight is going to happen, which I think is very important. So if he wants to, he could bust out 2 tanks and then stay that 1 tank count ahead, especially with the fact that Rompi now has an artillery closing in on the position. So if he wants to sort of stay ahead, I think he's going to have to go double tank this turn. But as of next turn, I think he should probably start busting out some air units. I think it's about time, folks. I think it's about time to get some air superiority, folks. But as people do know, I mean, Andy, he might not even know what an airport is, folks. You would hope that he's got the knowledge by now, because it's been a long time since Advance Wars 1. But, you know, some people still say that he doesn't know. He does not know. But truth be told, is he does know. He knows what an airport is. He was just pulling everybody's leg the entire time. And you know why he was doing it? To make the enemy think that he was less intelligent than he actually was, which allowed him to get the upper hand on his opponent in the final battle, allowing him to get the victory, saving the entire world from pure destruction. That was the reason, and I am sticking to it. 112% damage. One-shotting it right there, folks. Now we got a little bit of a front shift over here from Rompi and Pizzapie. Pizzapie is doing a front shift in order to respond to the front shift that Rompi has just done. Now I do sort of agree with this, and maybe sort of don't agree with it at the same time, because he does shift over here, right? So one thing that Pizzapie4eva could have did, now I'm not saying this is necessarily the best option, but he could have just went for a full-on attack over here, maybe did some damage over here. It's entirely possible. Depends on where he was set up right before this. I don't quite remember exactly how he was set up. So he was set up over here. He can't really do a full attack over here. I would like to see him a little bit closer to the front lines. But either way, he does the shift. Whatever. It's perfectly fine. But at the moment, if your opponent's army is shifting over here, he's shifting a lot of stuff to his strong side over here. So as long as you build some air units and build some indirects, he's not necessarily going to be able to push past this line too far, but the fact that Pizzapie4eva doesn't have the comm tower, I think he might be getting maybe get a little bit fixated on that comm tower at the moment, just thinking like, ooh, I could certainly probably use that comm tower there, good sir. Mr. Rompi, could you please allow me to have that comm tower? It would be incredibly important to the success of my mission. And maybe Mr. Rompi might reply, sure, Mr. Pizzapie4eva, that would be absolutely no problem. Go ahead and capture the comm tower. There is no issues here. However, Mr. Rompi could also respond with the big old-fashioned NOPE. Go home, noob. Blah, blah, blah. Get to the crying corner. That could be what he decides to say. I don't know. I'm not Mr. Rompi. I don't know exactly what he's thinking or how he would respond in that situation. But all I do know is he is formulating a very strong line right now. I think his position is pretty sound over on the western front. Now, the eastern front, it's a little bit barren, but this map is like very, very quickly changeable, very quickly front shiftable. And the fact that Mr. Rompi is now busted with a battlecopter makes it about 1.5 times harder for Pizzapie4eva now. The Pizzapie4eva, he's got 23,800 funds in the bank. He is going to be able to bust out some pretty heavy units. Now, one of the best things that Andy has in his arsenal is Hyper Upgrade. And Hyper Upgrade is very, very good when you have big tech units. Now, you could bust out some classy medium tanks. Oh, I almost threw up in my mouth. You could potentially use some soiled abominations. Or you could even bust out the big old-fashioned Honka Mega Tank. That is definitely a possibility, folks. I forgot to actually bring soap over to my desk. I was considering bringing some soap over here in order to wash away the stink that inevitably will be filling this room at some point in the future, because somebody always builds the Neo Tanks, folks. You know, I'm not going to hold it against people in 2026 if they decide to build Neo Tanks. I'm just going to say, make sure to get some high-quality soap in order to wash that stink away. That's all. That's all I'm going to do. You guys want to build Neo Tanks? You build Neo Tanks, and you live your life however you want. And oh my god, Pizzapie4eva just got blasted over here. Rompi just showed up and started blasting him. non-stop over here. Doesn't get any KOs though, but definitely doing some sick blasting over here. Pizzapie4eva responds with the anti-air right now. Pizzapie4eva also has Battlecopter on the field now. He's got 24,000 funds in the bank. Somehow he's managed to acquire a whole other 1,000 funds from last turn, which is kind of impressive. You know what? I'm not even... It's kind of impressive. I'm just saying. It's impressive. It's an impressive guy right here. Saving money in this economy. Holy moly. I don't even know how it's possible. But now he's busting out the artillery, folks. And when you get into a state of advanced walls like this, if you have a wall and your opponent has a wall, you need to get some artillery. It needs to happen because you have to deter your opponent from being able to push forward with their units. And the best way to do that is to have artillery. I mean, people don't necessarily want to push into artillery because artillery just do so much more damage. But, oh, cool. The classiest unit of the sky, folks. The bomber has arrived now. Now, that is interesting. A bomber is going to completely shift the dynamic of this match, folks. Holy moly. Now, will maybe Mr. Pizzapie4eva at this point will bust out a... Oh, he's not going to bust out a fighter. I was going to say, he could bust out a fighter, folks, because the fighter would actually... Oh, that's not a fighter. This is a fighter. A fighter is a very good buy. Very good buy, because it automatically counters the bomber by, 1, being able to move farther than it, and 2, being able to absolutely smack it in the face for massive damage. And that is what you want to be doing when you're fighting a bomber. You want to be able to smack him in the face for massive damage, because unfortunately the anti-air, especially with no comm tower, it's only going to be able to do 75 to 84% damage, which is still pretty significant, but it's not a KO. And you want it to be destroyed. Oh my lord, what is going on here? Yeah, you want it to be destroyed. This is an interesting play. So he's going up and attacking Rompi, like head on with the Battlecopter. It's safe from the anti-air right now, so this is technically the only chance that he has to go up and get a free hit. I think this is a free hit. I think it is. Well, relatively a free hit. I don't really see Rompi really being able to capitalize on it too much. I don't think he's going to be able to surround it effectively. At least it's not worth it to surround it effectively. I mean, you could surround it, but it's going to escape because there's just too many units over here. And if you use the vehicles to block it off, well, then you're just going to lose vehicles. You're going to lose the front. You're going to have yourself a bad time. So just take the hit, retreat, move on, fortify the wall. Fattest walls in Advancers by Web right here, folks. Absolutely massive walls. And then the units will continue forward here into the greatest stalemate of all time here. And then a flippin' mega tank has arrived on the field, folks. A standard live league mega tank is here. And it's ready to go. Holy moly, folks. Would you just look at it if it isn't one of the greatest things you've ever seen in your entire existence? I certainly think so. I certainly think that it is super cool. Now, for those of you that don't know, I have dubbed the Mega Tank as a classy unit. It is actually 3 Mega Tanks in a trench coat. So it is on par with the classiness of a normal medium tank. I wouldn't say that it's classier than a normal medium tank, because it is just 3 medium tanks in a trench coat, which just gives off the same classy aura as a singular medium tank, but it is still incredibly classy. So I do love it. Do love it indeed. It's a great unit. Thanks, Green Earth, for creating that one. All right, day 14 now. Pizzapie4eva. Little update here at the end of this turn. We'll do the update at the end of this turn, folks, because it is getting into a fatty game of Star Wars, and Pizzapie4eva is once again saving 13,400 funds in the bank. What is this man thinking? Is he going to be busting out another mega tank? What's better than 1 mega tank, folks? 2 mega tanks. What's better than 2 mega tanks? 3 mega tanks. What's better than 3 mega tanks is a 1 HP Sammy Victory March HQ capture. That is 100% for sure. Now, 39 units in possession of Rompi right now with 146,400 value, 30,200 funds in the bank ready to be spent, 20 properties, 1 comm tower, and a dream right now, folks. That is Rompi. Pizzapie4eva has 42 units, 160,100 value, 13,400 funds in the bank, 20 properties every single turn. and 0 comm towers. He's got no comm towers, but you know what? Just because he's got no comm towers doesn't mean that he doesn't have spirit, folks. You don't need a comm tower in order to have that fighting spirit. It just adds to the already existing spirit that you have. And Rompi has now busted out the mega tank. We got 2 mega tanks on the field now, folks, and this is absolutely wild. Now, it is going to take a little while for Rompi's mega tank to make it to the front lines. Now, if I was Mr. Pizzapie4eva, I would consider maybe at this point busting out a fighter, because if you put the mega tank forward, the bomber is most likely going to go and attack it, which means you can get the bomber with the fighter. 100% guaranteed. But no, Mr. Pizzapie4eva, he is a man of many mega tanks, folks. He is the man of at least two mega tanks, and that is what he's all about right now. Holy macaroni. Alrighty, Rompi is going in for the attack. He's weakening the front lines over here, busting out the tank arty infantry combination, and then refortifying the little tiny wall over on the eastern side of the map and pushing a tank forward, getting a free shot. He's getting a free shot with the tank, but he does need to be careful, because now this tank is vulnerable. This tank is actually vulnerable because an infantry can move here, an infantry can move here, and an infantry cannot move here, actually. So it's, oh wait, no, this is still, yeah, so this infantry can move here, this infantry can join, this infantry can move here, this infantry can move here, this infantry can move here, and then we can surround the tank and then obliterate it next turn with the artillery and tank combination, which would allow this front to be possibly successfully won. Now, if the bomber shifts over, then you do have yourself a little bit of an issue there, folks. But so far, I think it's looking pretty good for Mr. Pizzapie4eva, if he so chooses to go in for that attack. Now, obviously, his infantry would suffer a few hits, but it would be impossible. Yeah, it would be. It would be impossible for him to break this line because the bomber does not reach, and he would be able to hold that line because the infantry cannot actually get a successful 2-hit KO, so it would just be suffering from single hits over here. So maybe you would lose 3 infantry, but you would take out the tank. I mean, that is definitely possible. You might lose 3 infantry, but you would also counter and do a bunch of damage. But in a game where you're getting so close to unit count, I mean, the units don't... They matter, but they don't matter. They don't really matter. At this point, you're going to be busting out tech units like non-stop. You need the room for tech, folks. That's what you need. But Mr. Pizzapie4eva, he's down to 1 minute and 34 seconds on the clock, so he doesn't really have a lot of time to be shifting these units around, which is a very dangerous place to be. Mr. Rompi, on the other hand, though, he's banked up 11 minutes and 40 seconds still. So he's going to be able to do all sorts of wacky, wild, crazy, wonderful things with all that time. Now, if you had the chance to do something with 11 minutes, what would you do with 11 minutes? You know what? Actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what you guys are going to be doing with 11 minutes, because there is endless possibilities to that, and I don't really think I want to go down that road. Alrighty, folks, but the road that I do want to go down is how the heck is this battle going to unfold here? Because Pizzapie4eva is now acquiring the comm tower. It is 18 days into this battle. Not a single co-power has happened, but we have accumulated 47 units on each side, folks. 214,000 value on each side. The only difference right now is 500 funds. That's it. How did we get to this place? I have no idea. Why do some games just stall so much? I'll never know why. Oh, it might be because the map is just not wide enough. Get some wider maps in Advanced Wars by Web. Alrighty. Ooh, and we got the old infantry hit on the comm tower, denying the comm tower capture. But something's got to happen now, okay? Something's got to happen. Pizzapie4eva, it's his turn. If he doesn't go up and attack right now, I think we might have ourselves a little bit of a problem. I think we might have ourselves a little bit of a problem. He's gonna have to go in and do the attack. If he doesn't do the attack, I think he's got a serious flipping problem here, folks. And oh my god, you know what? We might have a little bit more serious of a problem than you could even imagine right now, folks. Because if we take a look at the overall power meters right now, we need 54,000 in order to actually get a super co-power. And I don't even think that is going to be too difficult to get, because there is a lot of attacks that could potentially happen here. But we shall see. We shall see what is going to occur with these battles. Now, the closer we get to teasing out the power, the fatter the missile could be too. But in addition, if we don't capitalize on that damage, well, we're going to be having a bad time. But oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Get the mouse out of here. They're just, oh, look at that. Whoa. And Sturm's theme has started to play, folks. Sturm's theme is playing right now. But he doesn't pop the missile. Very unfortunate. You know what? I think that this Mega Tank on Mega Tank attack right here would probably get the Super Co power. I mean, it wouldn't get it directly, but that plus a few like teaser attacks you could. But once again, you got to be able to capitalize on the missile in order to really do the damage. So you got to be careful with it, folks. And a rocket has now made its way on to the battlefield, folks. And as we know, rockets do tend to get bullied over here on the semi-original guy channel. But this is gross. This is gross. Why are they all right beside each other? We're fighting Rachel. Oh my god, it's gonna be so bad. It's gotta be so bad. when this missile, oh my god, when the missile hits, everything's gonna. There we go. We shift. We shift because there's only 11 or 16 seconds left on the turn. And now Rompi. What is Rompi going to do? He's going to be going in. He's going to be doing some fat attacks right now. He's sending tanks forward. Oh my god, he's going for it. He's going for it, folks. It is day 22. We have been waiting patiently forever for this moment, and now it is definitely going to be happen. Is the missile going to be enough to annihilate the pizza, or is Rompi going to get counterattacked immensely with the hyper upgrade? We shall find out very, very soon. Everything hinges on how much damage we can do to the Mega Tanks, folks. If the Mega Tanks are left alive, we might have ourselves a little bit of an issue. If they are destroyed, there will be nothing that can stop this push. So we shall find out very, very soon what is going to be occurring. Now, it would appear that we actually do not have any way to get to the Mega Tank. So are we even going to be seeing a super? Are we not going to be seeing the super? Oh, this is the worst tease in my life, folks. I thought for sure that we were going to be seeing that, but that was an immense attack right there. Oh my god. And now I think the missile might even be a little bit. Oh my god, it might be worse. It could be worse, folks. I don't know. Is Andy gonna be able to get in with this Mega Tank and attack the other Mega Tank? He's got to attack the Mega Tank. Got to attack the Mega Tank. We don't even attack the Mega Tank. No, he didn't attack the Mega Tank. He's just gonna be losing units. Oh my god, replay. Oh my gosh. The Mega Tanks. The Mega Tanks are gone. They were once whole, once great, once large and impressive and classy, and now they've been blasted away by cannon fodder, shooting through the night, ever seeking its targets, never wavering in the mission. I don't know why I grabbed this. Anyways, that was a fat missile. Holy moly. All right. This is absolutely savage. And then the fighter moves in, tanks move in. Doesn't get the KO on the tank though, kind of interesting. And a fat Mega Tank moves in, gets another attack. Bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, and then Olaf's theme starts playing for some reason. I don't even know why, but holy moly. All right. Oh, he can't destroy the Mega Tanks though. He destroyed everything else. Oh, he destroyed a Mega Tank! Alright, you got one Mega Tank. He got a Mega Tank. Alright, so that basically obliterates half of his entire army right there. A little bit more than half, actually. No, about half. About half of his army. in 2 turns has been wiped out. Wiped off the face of the map here. And playing on increment, 2 minutes on the clock. Pops the hyper upgrade. Let's see what kind of a counter we can get here. We're going to be destroying the bomber, absolutely. Going to be destroying the tank, absolutely. Attacking the mega. Are we going to get a mega hit right here? Pretty fat hit. Pretty fat hit, I'm not going to lie. Pretty fat hit, but that's it. What are we going to do? What can we do at this point? We lost a mega tank. The other mega tank is probably going to get wiped out. Absolute brutality. Rachel is far too strong in Advanced Wars by Web on maps that stall. Props to Andy, though. He did play it as about as best as he could. You know, he did his best. He tried. But holy moly, that missile. What a great game. What a great game. Congratulations to both players. Thank you, Rompi, for the submission. Savage game indeed. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe to the channel, folks. I will see you all in the next one. So take care of yourselves, and bye-bye for now.